Systems of the mind is for creation of memory. It is also an enigma that the implantations of emotions in human beings are of a very high standard due to an analytical ability added to same. The basic structure received with hardware has higher processing ability. The food and selection of food is also not bound by nature, and human being is free to select its food. Now looking at the basic format of mental structure for think, act and memory, human has inherited monkeys but not for the process and refinements. Patanjali knew the finer details of emotional intelligence to categorize the pattern of emotions. Every emotion generates only flight or fight, no other, and both generate pain or pleasure. The mother could be monkey since mother produces the hardware and not father. Father provides the sperm to form a programmable hardware and the programmable software. Thus the sperm is the biological program code that triggers the creation to create a human-like father or mother. Manusmriti mentions that Purush Santananartha, Stri Prajananartha, that is, woman is equipment for procreation, whereas man is only responsible for childbirth. What is the cause of this postulate? Whether they knew any special reason for procreation, considering woman as an equipment, man provides a sperm to trigger the process of procreation. Man inseminates himself to the womb to be born again to carry forward memory storage. The chain of sperms transferring conveys the genetic store of knowledge, emotions and tissue culture. The father therefore may be an evolved different species with high intelligence. The birth of the child might be a success to creation of a new variety, but the brain does not give desired results of intellectual ability since bigger part of the brain and its function is inactive. How did they know that brain powers can be evolved? And the only method made available is yoga. Since ages, in the present day technology, we are trying to interface human to machines for bionic organs embedded with electronic chips to enhance the human capacity. This is cyborg. The human being does not evolve, but the sperm undergoes evolution. The next generation is always superior to the present due to evolution of the sperm. Your transmigration is only through procreation. Your next birth is your son or daughter, and so on. Thus you live forever. If there were no requirements for human being to have special skills, and even when the yogic literature was available to Patanjali from more ancient times, who conceived the idea of human reprogramming? The Patanjali's yoga deals with mind, anatomy and interface, interdependency of mind and body, also the calculated transfers of mental abilities, total streaming with nature, dissolution to self to spiritual values and higher emotional evolution. Thus, human can be conceived as a biological computer that has hardware as human body and mind, but the mind is operated upon by a genetic software. Senses as continuous information, keeping brain informed for switchovers. Inward transactions are through endocrinal secretions, outward transactions through senses. The inside system is provided with endocrinal secretions and neural network for inward transactions and senses for outward transaction. Human body, for example, or any living being has a neural inbuilt system that constructs tissues, confirms the construction, and through a closed loop system ensure that the growth is as per program. Growth if not as per the programmed data, uncontrolled tissue lead to damage to hardware. The system that works accurately in normal body is one of the 72,000 systems that control, produce, destroy and also interface inward outward transactions. They are identified as Nadi. Patanjali deals first with the primary and basic ideas of structure of mind. Mind is a divine gift from nature to life and a primordial element of nature. How mind works is an interesting explanation in the texts like Gita, Yoga and Upanishads. The fundamental research on functioning of mind and its further evolutionary lessons as well as obtaining of psychic powers by Patanjali is non-corruptible. Patanjali stored in this in Sanskrit formulas is again a Herculean task for the welfare of humanity. Human mind is a think tank, is a combination of four systems. The perception machine, mana, neural communication, chitta, display screen or pad, buddhi, intelligence, ahankar, ego, the switching mechanism. The mana, chitta, buddhi, ahankar constitute a system of mind. All these are hardware and embedded as well as interdependent in the functioning. Chitta, the display screen, displays information received from sense organs, and ego, the switching mechanism, switches the same for sampling, for reference to intelligence and memory. The neural communication stores every form of information to the memory. In the functioning of mind, where ego acts as master, the others like neural communication, display screen, intelligence and memory becomes slaves. Chitta is display screen to display view from sense organ. When chitta or display screen acts as master, all other systems become slaves. That is, if display screen do not eclipse the subject, all other will be silent. Similarly, if memory is triggered by ego, the stored impressions are displayed on display screen and all other units function silently to operate the process of thinking. The entire process of functioning of mind is silent and painless. Ego is matter. Ego is divine system that permits perception through switching on and off. Ego is like operational amplifier that has reference point sealed, and the function of trigger is either above the reference point or below the reference point. It also works like random access memory. Different species have different levels of reference point. For example, the ego level trigger of a lion is higher as compared to tiger. To switch confrontational syndrome, flight or fight, lion's ego makes him to fight till death, but tiger takes a flight if the opponent is powerful. Here reference level of ego with lion is at the highest point. Chitta or display pad displays the coded view. The display pad, chitta, is a reader and is the prime tank that has a continuous flow of provocations due to the inside or outside triggers of emotions and thoughts due to the ego mechanism. In addition to this, a downpour of information received from all five sense organs. The monitoring of every tissue inside the body for its pre-programmed data is reported. Every bit of any kind of information is stored in memory. Intelligence is the combination of possibilities, the tool to analyze the information. This tool works to analyze execution, perception and rejection. Chitta or display pad displays the coded view. The view is a multi-format picture, send, dimension, sound, taste and touch all together. Display pad or Chitta or think pad has these accessories under its command. The two systems are voluntary and involuntary. The involuntary system is use of intelligence in the existing form and the upgradable form. The voluntary system works automatic, pre-programmed by creator. The memory storing by process is compulsory and beyond the control of display pad. Even the slightest impression of pre, post and actual happenings, which could be anything, cannot escape. The think tank therefore has memory called stored impressions remain lifetime. Yoga therefore deals with every section independently for closing, refining, redefining and diverting. Every living being is born under a specific program granted to him by Mother Nature. Yoga is a pre-programmed occurrence to living being. Like Lakshmi Yoga, it is physical. The physical and mental condition, its evolution and end are pre-programmed, called yoga. Some are born rich as identified as Lakshmi Yoga. Some are poor or disabled known as Daridra Yoga. This is destiny received from parents to the living being and the compulsion of life to undergo. The program is not changeable, not even can be interfered even by nature. Yoga, the only system available today for understanding the course of happenings and occurrences, tuning to nature's unseen forces, understanding powers and skills nature has awarded to living being and explores the possibilities of latent powers.